Hey, welcome back. In this video, we will learn how to solve the Leetcode question number 392 is subsequence. Okay, so what exactly is this question telling us? Let's find out. So given two strings, one of them is S and T, the other one is T, return true if S is a subsequence of T or false otherwise. So now to solve this problem, you have to know what exactly is a subsequence. So here inside of this question, it is saying us a subsequence of a string is a new string that is formed from the original string by deleting some and can be none of the characters without disturbing the relative positions of the remaining characters. Okay, so that is ACE, this particular string is a subsequence of ABCDE, while AEC is not. Why AEC is not? The all of the characters A, E and C is present inside of this particular string, which is A, B, C, D, E. But here the order is not correct, right? So to become a subsequence, you have to first go A, then C, then E. Okay. And here is our examples here. Okay. So let me just go through the examples. So one of the example, which is the example 1, is S equals to ABC and T, the string, is equals to AHBGDC. Okay, so let's go here inside of Excalibur. So T equals to A, H, then BG, B, G, and then DC. So D and C. And S, the subsequence checker, basically if we have to basically find out if the S is a subsequence, which is ABC. So A, B, C. Okay. So we have to check whether or not this S is a subsequence of T. Okay. So here is this one. So it will be true, right? And for the other example, which is AXC, for the same string, basically the T, it is saying false. So now let's discuss how we can solve this problem. So one approach you might think is that we will run a for loop on this one and on this one and check for each and every characters. That can be good, but then this is not the optimal solution, right? So first of all, let's remember like what exactly is a subsequence. A subsequence is a sequence derived from another sequence by deleting some or no elements without changing the relative order of the remaining elements, right? So here, what we can do to solve this particular problem, we can follow a two-pointer approach. Okay, so first of all, we will have a pointer here and we will have a pointer here. Okay, now we will check for each of the pointers. So here inside of the S, basically we have to check for this particular string here. So if I just do something like this, okay, so as you can see, this particular string ABC. Okay, so we have to check here whether A, B, C are inside of this particular string T and also the order matches. Okay, so now we have this pointer here inside of this particular character, which is the first character here, and here inside of the T as well we are having this particular pointer here. Now we will check what we will check. We will check if this character, so S of this index equals to this character here. So this one. So T of that particular index. If that is the case, then what we can do, we can check for the next character here. Okay. So then what we can do something like this. So I will just grab it here and move this pointer to B. And now we have to check once again if this one, and also here I will do something like this. We have to move this pointer here as well. Okay. All right. So we have moved our pointers here right now. And now we will once again check if B equals to this one, this character, which is currently H, it is not equal. Then if that is not equal, then what we can do, we can move, okay, not this one. Okay, we can move this particular pointer to the next character here. And as you can see, if we are not finding a match, then we are not updating this particular pointer here inside of the S string, which we are checking for the subsequence, right? Then we are going to here, and here, as you can see, we are getting a match. Okay, if we are getting a match, then what we can do, once again, we will just update this pointer to G here. Okay, and also if we are getting a match, then we will move this pointer here as well. Now we will check if this character and this character is equal. No, it is not. It is G currently. Okay, then what we will do, we will just update this pointer to the next character inside of the T string, and we will once again check if C, this character, is equals to this character, which is T. Currently it is not. Then we will move the pointer once again here, and here we are getting the match, right? So now we are saying like, okay, so the C, and here is the C as well, so we are finding the match, right? So what we will do, we will just move the pointer here, and that is it. Okay, so we will move the pointer here, and as you can see, we are getting out of bound for this S string. So if we are getting out of bound, that means we have traversed through all of the elements inside of the S string, and we have successfully found all of the characters in the T string as well. So the S string is a subsequence of the T string. So for return, what we have to do, we have to return here. Okay, not this one. Return. What we have to return, we have to check if this index, the S index, okay, so SIDX, this S index is equals to the len of S. Why the len of S? Remember, the len do not start with 0, so the len of S will be 3. Okay, and this index starts with 0. Okay, so when we will be initializing the S index, we will start from 0, obviously. Okay, because the string index start from 0. So this will be 0, 1, 2, and after we have finished traversing through the whole string, the S index will be at 3 here for this example. Okay, so we are checking for this one. So length of S, which is 3, and the S index will be at the end. At the end, it will be at 3, right? All right. So in that way, we can return. If that is true, then we will return true. If that is not true, then we will return false. Okay. So let's check it for the other example. So here we have the AXC. Okay. So let's go here. AXC. Okay. All right. So what I'll do, I'll just get rid of this pointer here and this pointer here once again. And we will start with this particular example one more time to understand what exactly is happening. Okay, first of all, we will have this pointer here and here. Okay, then we will check if this particular character here inside of the S string and this particular character inside of the T string are the same. Yes, it is. Okay, so then what we will do, we will update the pointer from here to here, and we will update the pointer from here to here, because currently we are finding a match for the A. Okay, now we are having the X here. Okay, so remember this index here, so it will be at the 1 index right now. Okay, now we will check if X here and this character here matches. No, it doesn't match. All right, so let's go to the next one. If this character X is equals to B, no, it doesn't. So let's go to the next one. If the X character here is matching with this character, no, it doesn't. Then go to the next one. Okay, so if X character here matches with this character, no, it doesn't. Okay, so let's go to the next one. If this character X matches with this character, no, it doesn't. So, okay, not this one. So what we can do, after that, we will be moving our pointer to the out of bounds here. Okay, our pointer will be out of bounds, and once we are finished traversing one of these, okay, so if we finish traversing this one, the shorter one, the subsequence, then we will return true. In this case, as you can see, we have already exceeded our limit to the T string basically. Then in that case, what we can do, we can return false. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so here our loop will basically break, right? So for the condition of the loop, let me just go here. The condition for the loop will be the T index should be less than of the length of T, and for the S index should be less than the length of S. Okay, so this will be the condition for our loop, and we will be using a while loop basically. Okay, so if this condition matches, we will be running our loop, and if the condition doesn't match, we will have the if check basically, and then we can, depending on the matching of the characters, we can return true or false. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So here we are having the 2 pointers approach to solve this problem. Okay, all right. Now, what exactly is the time complexity of this particular approach, this particular algorithm? So we have to go through the S string and we have to go through the T string as well, right? We have to go through both of them. So the time complexity, if I just go here, time complexity will be big O of n, where n is the total number of characters inside of the S and the T string. Okay, now what exactly will be the space complexity? So space the space complexity will be big O of 1, because we are not using the hash map or something like that. We are using 2 pointers which are of constant space. Okay, so this is the time and the space complexity of our algorithm. Now let's code it up. Okay, all right, so let's go to Leetcode and code this solution. All right, so now let's write our solution here. First of all, we will have 2 indexes or 2 pointers here. So the S index that will start from 0, and then we will have the T index that will also start from 0. Okay, Now, as you can see here, we are having this one. So this is the condition basically. So let's do that here. So while S index is less than the length of the S basically, and T index is less than the length of T. Okay. So what exactly we are saying? We are saying like, hey, we are not overflowing, right? These indexes are not overflowing. Now, if that is the case, now we will check if what we have to check, the character of the S index inside of the S string is equals to the character at the T index inside of the T string. Okay. How we can check that in Python? So S square brackets S idx double equals to T square brackets T idx. If that is the case, then we have found our match. Then we have to increase the S index, and regardless whether we are finding our match or not, we have to increase the T index. So T index plus equals to 1. Okay. So this is good. Now, after this while loop finishes, so when one of these conditions are not true, basically we are overflowing on S or we are overflowing on T. Okay. If that is the case, after this while loop, what we can do, we have to return. What we have to return? We have to check if the S index is equals to the length of S. If that is the case, then we have traversed through all of the characters inside of the S, okay, inside of the S string, and we have found all of the characters in the T string. Okay. If that is not the case, that means this particular S index. So if I just go here on this example, as you can see, so this S index here, so if I just open up the laser pointer, so in this example, this is the index, right? And it is at 1. So this is not equals to the length of the S, right? And that is, if that is the case, that means we haven't found a proper subsequence. Basically, we haven't found a character which is actually in S and basically which is not inside of T. Okay. All right. So I hope that makes sense. So this is basically the code. So if I now just run it, as you can see here, it is accepted. Okay. All right. And we can submit that as well. So submit. All right. So it is getting submitted and it is basically accepted here. Okay. I'm not sure what exactly happened because before I just recorded this video, I have solved this problem and I was in the very on top basically. So let me just resubmit that once again in case if something is happening. Yeah, as you can see, there is some of the things happening with the Leetcode, but now as you can see, it is here. Okay, awesome. All right, so this is how we can solve the Leetcode question number 392, which is subsequence. Okay. All right. I hope you have learned from this video. If that is the case, then please like the video, share this video and subscribe to my channel. Okay. Thank you so much for watching and let's catch up in the next video.